is my meditation all the day, all the night, morning through night. And I delight in the law of the Lord, and on his law I meditate day and night. Morning Meditations with C.J. Marshall.
Good morning. Have you ever wondered why good things tend to happen to bad people and bad things sometimes happen to good people? It's not right, it's not fair, and sometimes we prejudge a person based on his circumstances. In the book of Job, we are introduced to a man named Job. And in Job 1 and verse 1, it says, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And that man was blameless and upright, one who feared God and turned away from evil. So right here in verse 1 of the book, we're introduced to the character of Job, and he's described as being blameless and upright. And as you go through the book, starting in verse 6, Satan comes before the angels of God in the presence of God, and they have an interesting dialogue. And God asks him where he's been, and he said, walking to and from the earth. And the Lord says to him in verse 8, have you considered my servant Job? There is none like him on earth, a blameless and upright man who fears God and turns away from evil. And so Job had a reputation in God's eyes. God saw Job as faithful. And so he challenges Satan to consider him. And what winds up happening is first the Lord permits Satan to touch his possessions, but don't touch his body. Touch all that he has and do not touch his body. And at the end of verse 22, after his family had been killed, his servants had been struck dead, his camels were found dead, verse 22, and all of this, Job did not sin or charge God with wrong. This truly was a great man of faith, a great man who is upright and who feared God, as the text tells us in verse 2. He had every reason to curse God and die, as his wife will say in chapter 2. He had every reason to. His servants had died, his children have died, his livestock was dead. But he lived up to the character God gives him as being blameless and upright and fear him. So sometimes bad things do happen to good people. And sometimes good things happen to bad people. But remember, that does not have to shake your faith. It doesn't have to shake my faith. Our situation should make our faith stronger, just like it did Job. All of this experiment with God and Satan, he was in the brunt of it, but he did not curse God. And we can do the same. and we can be counted before the eyes of God, blameless, a servant. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Morning Meditations. May we always be like the psalmist that says, "Oh, how I love your law. It is my meditation all day." See you next time.
Morning meditations, oh how I love thy law, it is my meditation all the day, all the night, morning through night, and I delight in the law of the Lord, and on his law I meditate day and night.